maiden voyage of the Blue Beast, the roof nest tent, is complete. It was a hurricane last night. The wind is still blowing like crazy, but you know, we get to wake up to that. Not bad, not bad.
So if you're new here, my name is Mike and I make travel and adventure videos. And this is the second video in a series that documents my epic overland cross-country adventure in my 2019 Ford Raptor. And if you're a long-term subscriber and you're wondering how did we get here and what's going on, well, I'll link to the first video in this series below. I'd start there. In the meantime, before we get started on our great expedition, I wanted to go over how I prepared for this trip. Now, I went on not just one, but many shakedown trips to test my equipment and some of the assumptions I had for spending long periods of time on and off-road in this truck. And let me tell you, it changed the whole perception of the way I thought and the mindset that I thought about going into this, as well as some of my equipment choices. There's deer. Whoa, wow.
A shakedown trip is designed to test your assumptions about the equipment you need and the overall setup of your overland rig. In my case, I wasted zero time getting out and having an adventure, even before I had any real equipment, which of course came with its own set of challenges.
Here I am sleeping in the truck. Look, I'm in the back seat. I got the engine on, warming it up because it's about 32 degrees outside, going on 25. Once your body gets cold, it ain't getting warmer. So you gotta really heat it up and try to get all this coverage to hold that heat in. And then you'll be good for the night. We'll lose the hole as soon as we...
Lesson number 1, AAA ain't coming here. So do you know how to repair a flat tire on the trail? I'll be honest with you, I didn't. I mean, sure, I could have put on the spare, but it would have been just as complicated given the location of my spare tire. Thankfully, I was with my friend Michael, and that is the key to a successful first-time adventure. Make sure that you're with other more experienced people than yourself. Oh, and you can bet your ass that I know how to completely repair a tire now, even in the snow. Now, as I started assembling the equipment we discussed in the last video, I took the opportunity to go on as many trips as possible in as many varied locations as possible.
About 9,000 feet. Snow is around us.
Now, weekend warrior trips are great, but if you really want to see how your rig holds up, take a 5-day trip to the Mojave Desert. Morning in the Mojave after a shakedown trip. I think I've learned a lot. This road will just jostle the hell out of your truck. So if you got anything on it that's gonna break, whether it be a rack or a box, anything, this is your trial by fire right here. So let's see what we came up with. If you notice, I work back here on my tailgate. This is basically my kitchen and social area. And I love this 23-0 180-degree awning, but the problem is probably pretty obvious to you. I'm 6'5" and it's 5'9". To solve this problem, I've enlisted the help of our good friend, Parnell, resident engineering genius at Pagliani Designs. The goal? To create a bracket that will allow the awning to ride low on the beast while driving, but easily be raised to accommodate my 6'5" frame when setting up camp. Now, this may seem like a really nice to have, but I assure you, at my height, it makes the awning much more functional which means I'll use it more. But we'll get back to that in a moment.
I think the springs are fucked.
The Raptor wasn't really designed to carry a ton of weight, so after loading up equipment and mobbing through the Mojave a few times, I essentially had flattened my factory leaf springs to the point of useless. So I enlisted the help of another good friend, Frank, the founder of Top Chop Auto and friend to the overlanding community. He and his team installed a custom heavy-duty leaf spring to solve this problem. And now the beast drives better than ever. Now, something that's often overlooked is the way you mount your phone, navigation, and electronic devices is critical when you're off-road. And I've tried many different solutions, including the Built-Right Industries dash mount system, which is really nice, but when you hang heavy items off of it, they tend to bounce around really loose, rendering them useless in terms of reading while you're off-road, especially if you're like me and use an iPad for your navigation system. So I've landed on these amazing little mounts and brackets from Off-Roam. They mount securely to your air vents, and with their lightweight ball arm are tight and secure. They hold my phone and iPad mini so they don't bounce around, tight and secure. This leaves the Built-Right mount for my Garmin GPS and my camera for filming while I'm on the road. Well, the new leaf springs work.
That's as twisted as you could get.
However, those leaves lifted the rear of the beast up higher than our initial measurements.
Certainly lose 4, if not 5 inches with your new lifted truck.
Back to the drawing board. So there is still just a bit left to do before we set off on our cross-country expedition. But rest assured, in the next video, we finally hit the road. And as suspected, thanks to my friend's dash cam, we find adventure straight away.
I gotta get this f***ing shot.
That's the last time we saw Leo. He was taking a photo for the gram.
So be sure to like this video, it helps me out a lot, and subscribe to this channel right now so you'll get updates when the next chapter goes live. Until then, bye-bye.